19 of their last 22. They're flat out outscoring people.
Howard to the back. Rejected, but they call a goaltend on Darius Miles.
Now, our angle was not the best one to see, but Darius got that very quickly after it left his hand. We're going to watch. Up. That's going up.
I agree.
I mean, is there any question in your mind?
No.
Bad call on TV,
Brooks will go to work.
Bad call.
Richardson has it at long range, 38-33. Rooks will fire and hit. Oh, Sean Rooks comes off the bench steaming. He's hit 3 in a row, and the Clippers are within 3.
A little motivation for the team that drafted him. You mentioned he started his career there, had a couple of great years there.
Probably his best years in the league, those first 2.
Yep.
Then Hardaway at the foul line. Got it up over Sean Rooks and scored it. Hardaway gets the goal, 40-35. The Mavericks by 5.
I think he's one of the reasons this team has been so good on the road. He's brought a different mentality, a winning mentality, a guy who's not afraid to take big shots.
Miles tried to find Richardson. It's knocked away. It'll be Clippers ball. 10 on the shot clock. Johnny Newman will come back. Adrian Griffin will go out for Dallas. Clippers don't play again at home now until Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, against the San Antonio Spurs. McGinnis into the paint. Doesn't get it to fall, but does draw the foul from Tim Hardaway.
Very good call by Louis Grillo. Was right there on it. Waited to see how that little bump affected Jeff as he rose up. Certainly knocked his lower half offline and affected the shot.
I hate when my lower half gets knocked offline. McGinnis will be at the line to shoot 2. He has 7 early points, and he makes the first. He'll be a free agent at the end of the season. The timing might not be good for Jeff from a business standpoint because just so few teams are going to have any money under the cap. Both free throws are good. 40-37. Mavericks lead by 3.
Ralph, we thought it would take a good ball game from the Clippers here against this hot Dallas Maverick team. They've assisted on 12 of their 14 buckets so far.
That's impressive. Juwan Howard off to a great start. 1-on-1 against Rooks. Hey, he looks like an all-star right now. 15 points for Howard.
He's really playing well. He didn't have this game. I know when he came up from Washington last year, they were surprised the low post presence he gave him, but
they were fronting him once again. Nowitzki had no help and no chance. That's 11 for Brand. 42-39. Dallas leads. These teams just trading baskets. Oh, this is fun basketball to watch. Same deal. Same result. I don't know if Nahara tipped it. Yeah, they gave it to Nahara.
Did they really? That almost should have been interference. That ball looked like it was hanging up there on the rim.
44-39. Clippers trail, and nice job using the glass. Kissing it home. McGinnis has 11. Clippers within 3. Just going end to end again.
I thought Jeff played really well against the Lakers. It's kind of carrying over here. You can tell.
Nahara so active, just kept battling after it. Finally lost the ball off his hand. Out of bounds it'll go to Los Angeles. Timeout is called. Mavericks lead by 3. The City Angels at night, and there's the president of the Mark Cuban fan club, self-appointed. I'd like to borrow that wig of his. Not his, but...
That's not a wig.
No, but the guy who was the president of the fan club.
Yeah, he had one on.
It's amazing what a difference ownership has made in Dallas. He might be their MVP. Although I'm voting for Dirk Nowitzki right now. Imagine when they get Finley back. Yikes.
Yeah, 11-1 without him so far.
Earl Boykins is in at the point for the Clippers, replacing Jeff McGinnis. Rooks has a good look at another one. 8 points for Sean Rooks. And the Clippers are within 1.
Give Coach Gentry credit for going with Rooks, staying with him as he's hot, and Quentin Richardson right there to find him in his zone. Dallas needs to find him.
They isolate Nowitzki this time. Oh, he is so good.
You know what? He brought that ball up on the side. Elton had his hand right in front, so he couldn't bring it right up from his knees. He brought it up on the side around it and still got to the same spot. Yeah, he's darn good.
As long as you get to that same release point, you're all right.
Exactly.
Brand can't finish it off. Hardaway goes the other way. 7:42 to go in a terrific first half of play. Howard has been red hot. Hardaway with 10 on the clock. Blocked by Rooks. Nahara just keeps working in there. 48-43, the Mavericks by 5. Little Earl Boykins, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 133 pounds. Rooks, a heat check. Couldn't quite get the bounce. Brand kept battling for it, finally lost it. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Dallas Mavericks.
Boy, he was all alone by himself under there with 3 dark blue jerseys. Elton nearly came away with the offensive carry.
Hardaway works it up court against Boykins. Hardaway, a great NBA veteran. Nowitzki. Hardaway for 3. Bingo!
See, I talked about the mentality changing. That's why they're good on the road. He's not afraid to shoot a shot like that.
The lead is 8 for the Dallas Mavericks. 51-43 after the Clippers had cut it to 1. Quentin Richardson with 10 on the shot clock. Bingo! Hughes made 3 trays. 51-46, the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, he has absolutely owned this building this year. Speaking of Quentin Richardson, look at Boykins put some heat on Hardaway.
Johnny Newman fakes the 3, steps in for a 2 and hits it.
He's been a pretty good find for them. He was part of that Marbury deal going to Phoenix. He was kind of a throw-in, and Phoenix didn't want him, and Nelson picked him up, and they said he's really helped out.
53-46, Dallas has the lead. Boykins has the ball midway through quarter number 2. Shot clock is down to 7. Oh, a great crossover by Boykins, but he couldn't make the shot. A loose ball foul against the Dallas Mavericks. Boykins made a great move and really lost Hardaway. The Clippers will earn a trip to the foul line. They trail here by 7. Ralph Lawler, Mike Smith back with you here midway through the second period. The Mavericks putting tremendous pressure on the scoreboard here.
Well, Dallas likes to front in the post. Go ahead and roll it, guys. Keep your eye on Elton Brand's head. Okay, see how he frees it right there. Look at Elton. Elton is right down here. He's turning his head. He's looking to Rooks. Whether this was a set play or not, they communicated, and Rooks is going to clear. He's going to come up. That'll leave the backside open and watch the lob to Brand. See, Rooks' defender has to come up with him. There's nobody home. Easy play. Good recognition by the coaching staff and good communication between Brand and Rooks to get that freebie.
Last foul, the non-shooting foul. Elton Brand will get a little rest on the bench, and Boykins, Richardson, Miles, Maggette, and Rooks will go to work for the Clippers. Q for 3. Still high. Bingo! Richardson has made 4 trays in the quarter. 53-49 Dallas.
You know what's so funny about that? He only had 3 points Wednesday night against the Lakers. He has owned this building, averaged like 15 a game here. And of course tonight he comes out red hot. It was Maggette last ball game with 4 threes. Now Q4 in the first half.
Need to take some of that firepower onto the road with them. The Clippers play 16 of their next 20. They knock it away from Hardaway. Out of bounds, it'll go to Dallas as Steve Nash comes back. There's Q.
Amazingly, he's already made 28 more threes than he did a year ago. He'll be in that AT&T three-point shootout at the All-Star game. Steve Nash will be there for Dallas.
Nahara has it inbounds to Nash. Howard, monster game, leans and misses.
Well, they've got to come up with that rebound.
Nahara, the man that gets it and puts it back, and that's why they like the young man from Oklahoma. 55-49, the Mavericks.
You look at him and you say he's undersized. He's not going to be able to play at this level. Well, look at him out there. He's guarding Maggette. He's playing the 3 spot, but he just loves to rebound the basketball. He's got this thirst for it.
Richardson inside. He'll go to the hole this side. So he shows the other facet of his game. 14 points for Quentin Richardson. And the Clippers are within 4.
When he shoots well from the outside, his whole game flows. It just sets everything up. His mindset is completely different.
Hardaway. Nahara so active, can't get the goal, but will earn a trip to the free throw line. The foul's on Corey Maggette, and that's 3 on Corey. Scoreless here after that 28-point explosion 3 nights ago against the Lakers. And Nahara will be at the line.
Nahara is one of those guys, Ralph, that is always in the right time, the right place at the right time. Those are his points and rebounds, but look at per minute, only 22 minutes a game. He averages over 12 rebounds if you compute those over 48 minutes a game.
McGinnis comes in, Maggette goes out. So they'll go small in the backcourt with Boykins and McGinnis.
Well, and you have to make that move. I don't know if you have to bring in the 2 guards, but you do have to make that move to get Maggette out of there. You can't risk him getting 4 here with 4 minutes to go in the first.
5-point Dallas lead. That puts Nahara on McGinnis. Darius Miles over Nowitzki. Getting better and better. The face-up jump shooter. Yet now you kind of think he's going to make it. You used to kind of cringe when he'd get ready to shoot. 3-point ball game. Nash working on Boykins, who reaches in, and a foul's going to be called.
He didn't really have to do that. He didn't really have to reach around. He had Nash kind of curtailed there in the corner. He had help on the other side from Richardson. He almost couldn't resist it there. It was just sitting there for him. Look, he has him stop. Here comes helping another guy. Who is it? It is Q, and then he just reaches in at the last moment.
Wasn't a bad reach in as you look at it in the replay. Nash finds Howard, who kind of short-armed it, but was there to put it back home. 17 for Juwan Howard, 58-53. Neither team can stop the other. The Mavericks have a 5-point lead. Little Earl Boykins. Down on the shot clock. Miles. Nowitzki rebounds the miss. The big guy can handle pretty well for a 7-footer.
And Darius can stay with him, too.
Nash goes to work.
But you can't help. Now they got the switch.
3-second defensive violation against the Los Angeles Clippers. A technical foul. Sean Rooks caught guilty. Free throw, ball out of bounds to Dallas as Michael Olowokandi comes in for Sean Rooks, who scored 8 points and did a fine job. Michael had a good start himself in the first quarter before picking up a couple of fouls.
Absolutely. Clippers getting good production from the center spot collectively. Nash, one of the great free throw shooters in the game.
88% makes that one. The lead stretches to 6 for Dallas. Clippers shooting 60% and losing. Don't see that very often. Griffin with the basketball. Nowitzki down the lane, draws the foul, and Dirk will shoot free throws. Foul's going to be called against Darius Miles. Darius is first of the basketball game. Timeout on the court. The Mavericks lead 59-53. Coming up at halftime, our Southern California Sports Report halftime update will bring you scores and information of all of today's local action. That's coming up at the half. Right now, the Clippers doing everything that they could possibly hope to do offensively, but they just can't stop the Mavericks. The Mavericks certainly can't stop Quentin Richardson.
No, they're going to have to find a way to stop each other. Whoever does will probably win this ball game. The 7th time this year that he's made 4 threes or more in a ball game. We still got 3 minutes to go in the first half. He is off to a terrific start. 14 points for him off the bench.
And Dirk Nowitzki will be at the free throw line for the Dallas Mavericks. He has 15 points. Howard has 17. Nahara has 9 off the bench. Boy, they have a lot of firepower. They just dare you to outscore them. Nowitzki makes the free throw, and now into the game for the first time from the Republic of China, Wang Zhuju, member of the China Olympic team in '96 and the year 2000.
Well, if there was another 7-footer in this land who, in the world, who could shoot 3-pointers, I guess Nelly would find him. Now he's got 2 of them, Nowitzki and Wang.
They have a wide international cast. Well, they have 4 international players out there. Only 1 American-born player on the court right now. Q for 3 more. Bingo! Richardson's 5th of the ball game. Oh, my. Q has 17. The Clippers within 5 again. Talk about hot. Clippers trying to cover Nash now. In the zone. Juju 3 for 3. It's no good. They got two 7-foot three-point shooters on there. Nowitzki and Juan Juju. And that's tipped in by Adrian Griffin.
Boy, and that just kills you, a play like that. You stop them twice, or they miss twice, and then they tip one in.
Quite a crossover by Darius Miles, but his extension couldn't quite get him far enough to the other side of the rim to make the reverse layup. Almost knocked Nowitzki's head off with that pass from Nash. Gee whiz. Nash will go to work. Backs down against the little man, Boykin. Did a good job taking advantage of his size advantage, something that Nash doesn't get a chance to enjoy very often. And the lead is 9. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Dallas Mavericks. 1:27 to go in the half. Boykins to Richardson. Go to the basket. It won't fall. Nash comes up with it. Boykins temporarily was up against Nowitzki, a 7-footer. Nash finds out. He loses the ball. Juju. Good hustle by the big guy, and it's a 67-56 lead for the Mavericks. Well, the Clippers can just get 14 down at the half. They'll have these guys right where they want them. Ask the Lakers. Olowokandi. That's a pretty jump hook by Michael Olowokandi. 67-56.
At a time when they really needed a hoop, too, and he had really extended. That was way out there, but a 14-footer.
Bingo!
He shoots 43% from out there.
That's his 16th of the year. 70-58 Dallas. McGinnis for 3 comes short. Miles goes and gets it. Clippers should go for a final shot now. Unless they get a sure one from Olowokandi, and they don't. Well, that's costly. Stolen by Boykins. Little Earl, the wraparound pass to McGinnis.
He's got Q.
Not a bad guy to get it to. Olowokandi, no! Trying to collect himself for the shot with 1.6 seconds to go. A foul is called on the Dallas Mavericks.
And it's not a shooting foul. Clippers are going to have to bring it in.
1.6 seconds remaining. Darius Miles will inbound, and Alvin Gentry will call a 20-second timeout to try to plot an inbounds play, and Nelly will try to counter the chess match between these two coaches. Talk about a track meet. Look at that score. The Mavericks have 70. The Clippers have 58. Clippers shooting 55%. The Mavericks 58%.
Clippers are shooting 55% and getting beat in this one.
Yeah, getting beat rather soundly by a dozen. They'll have the ball inbounds for a final play of the half. 1.6 seconds remaining.
Dallas has been averaging 110 points a game over the last 6, so you know they're comfortable at this pace.
Another 20-second timeout. This one taken by the Dallas Mavericks as Don Nelson saw something in the Clippers formation, and they thought, I think I got a little different idea what I want to do.
Well, you can't take the timeout with you, right, to the second half?
So this is, well, use it or you lose it. Hey, need work on your jump shot? Maybe Elton Brand can help with an instructional clinic. Check out the AT&T Wireless Online Sweepstakes on Clippers.com for your chance to win this once-in-a-lifetime Clipper prize. Log on to Clippers.com and register at the AT&T Prize Zone. It's absolutely free. Good luck to you. AT&T Wireless, your world close at hand. The Clippers in their home whites, where they have been so successful, they have not lost a game at home this month. Look who's coming in for a defensive stop. Sean Bradley, one of the game's all-time great shot blockers. Been in the doghouse and hardly ever gets into games now. In case there's any thought of going to the basket, Bradley is there with his fly swatter. Miles brings it in to McGinnis. He'll shoot, not in time. So the Clippers did not get off the shot in the allotted 1.6 seconds, and the half comes to an end. Most by a Clipper opponent season, the 70 points, I would hope so. The Clippers find themselves down by a dozen by a score of 70-58. I'm Ralph Lawler along with Mike Smith. We invite you now to Stay tuned for a Southern California Sports Report halftime update. Let's go to Susie Schuster now at the Fox Network Center.
1-8. I love this 18-9 Clippers advantage. But when you're down 12 points, I think the rebounds are kind of glaring a little bit more brightly.
Quentin Richardson was the hot Clipper tonight, came in late in the first quarter and was just on fire.
He made 5 threes. These 4 right over here were his first 4 shots of the ball game. That led to a layup and then a 5th three. Really, he is on fire. He's going to have to keep it going. Clippers going to have to find another guy to come into the mix. Maggette and Piatkowski were scoreless in the first half. Little contribution there would help, but the bottom line is you got to find a way to slow down this Dallas trade.
So let's see what happens here in the second half for the Los Angeles Clippers. The rebounding was virtually non-existent for the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Mavericks are not a good rebounding team. There's just no reason the Clippers should not be controlling the boards against these guys.
Well, you think about a guy like Nahara, he comes in and out-hustles everybody. He's going to keep balls alive and just get everything that's in his midst. But Nowitzki's just one of the prettiest shooters in the game. You don't even think of him as a 7-footer when he's stroking the basketball. Look at that arch on the ball. He just shoots it straight up in the air and it just comes down with such a soft, pretty roll.
He is scary good, folks.
It's pretty hard to do, Ralph, to increase your points every year. He's done that in all 4 years. He's also increased his rebounds in all 4 years. He's also increased his field goal percent, 3-point percent, and free throw percent every year a little bit more. That is the sign of a guy who's working in the offseason and dedicated to the game.
Coach Alvin Gentry will go with the same 5 that started the game. Elton Brand there will be the power forward. Olowokandi the center. Piatkowski the shooting guard for the Los Angeles Clippers. Olowokandi the center. McGinnis in the backcourt with Maggette. Clippers in their home whites will be on defense. The second half will get underway with the Mavericks with Newman, Howard, Nowitzki, Griffin, and Nash. They lead the Clippers by a dozen. The second half is underway. Dirk Nowitzki will go to work. Nowitzki over Olowokandi. Michael may have distracted him just a bit. Clippers now bring the ball up court.
I think he rushed the shot just a little bit. The original play call was for him, and it didn't work out. And then when he got it, he just kind of fired.
Maggette scoreless in this ball game. This is when he erupted against the Lakers Wednesday night. McGinnis for 3. Bingo! Oh, the three-pointers are raining from the sky. 70-61, the Mavericks by 9.
Yeah, Clippers make their 7th in the ball game, and that's a great sign. Get off to a good start here. Cut it to 9.
Nash all the way, an easy, almost uncontested layup.
That's one of those he stole out of the playbook of Gary Payton, where you just come off the right side. You got only a little nudge ahead of the guy, but you keep it in the right hand, a little flip. It's not an easy play to perfect.
McGinnis up court for the Clippers. I don't have any doubt the Clippers can score enough points to win the game. I just know if they can stop these guys. Bingo! Eric Piatkowski joins the three-point parade. 72-64, the Mavericks. Glad to see Pike make one. He's been struggling to even get decent looks in recent games.
And he really had to get that one off in a hurry, and he put a little extra arc on it with the defender flying at him. I didn't think it was going to get there.
Nash catches. Away out of bounds is going to be Dallas ball.
Well, that pass had no chance of being completed at all. Now Pike really had to get this one off in a hurry. Defender flying at him. He puts a little extra push on it. Newman, see as he holds his wrist because he knew he didn't have his full legs underneath him. That's a great job by a great shooter.
Nowitzki. Oh, that's some shot. That's not fair. That's a three-pointer by Nowitzki, off balance, rushing to beat the clock. 75-64, Dallas.
I got 4 words for you, maybe 5. When you're good, you're good.
This is some shootout here. 75-66 Dallas. Reminds me of a summer league game at the Pyramid in Long Beach. Nash inside to Nowitzki, and he's spun and fouled.
Here's the shot clock running down.
Oh, the foul's going to be a Nowitzki.
And he just fires that one. Unbelievable. Now an offensive foul on Nowitzki going the other way.
He finds that pretty unbelievable. Clippers bring the ball up court, trailing by 9. Clippers could get a few stops. They could get back in this basketball game.
Yeah, I saw that little extra push by Juwan Howard.
The flagrant foul?
No, I think they called it technical.
He's smiling about it. Technical foul, and Piatkowski will step up to shoot it.
Well, they
So
called
a personal and a technical against Nowitzki, rather Howard.
Howard kind of knocked Oliver Candy down, whether Michael acted a little bit or not.
That's okay. He's in
then,
Hollywood.
and then Howard gave him a little extra shove when he was kind of on all fours trying to get up, and the official was right there.
So the Clippers get the 3 point. They're within 8. Howard is out of the game. Bradley is in. Oh, Bradley went down, and Brandon didn't know it. Bingo! Eric Piatkowski. It turned out just fine. A 4-point possession for Pike and the Clippers, and it's a 5-point game.
How about when your leader is your most unselfish guy? Great pass from Brand.
Maybe they'll miss some now. Grand slam! The Mavericks take time. The Clippers are on the prowl.
There's a fine line here whether or not Maggette should have thrown this ball. Steve Nash was back there, but Maggette threw it with such force it got right by Nash, and Brand finished the play. Clippers have made 5 of 5 shots here to start the half, including 3 of 3 from beyond the line.
Nash with a basketball. We'll go all the way to the hole.
It's a pretty good play. That ends a Clippers 8-0 run.
77-72, Dallas on top. Jeff McGinnis with a basketball. Griffin with a steal. Nash with the layup. Boy, out of the timeout, nothing good has happened here for the Clippers. 4 quick points for the Mavericks, and they're up by 7 again.
Well, the one Dallas basket you can accept because Nash made a good play. The other one was just careless basketball. You can't turn it over like that when you're playing catch-up.
Maggette almost turned it over again. Substitution, Nahara will come back for the Dallas Mavericks, and Johnny Newman takes the seat. Nahara sparked him in the second quarter. Piatkowski, the pair of threes here in the period. Difficulty bringing it in. Just barely beats the 5-second clock.
That's a terrific move by a great forward here in the NBA. He was giving up on that play a month ago. Now he's staying with it, realizing he is open when he gets through to the middle.
Nash goes to work inside, and the foul will be called to McGinnis against the 7-foot Nowitzki. Jeff gets his second foul of the game. Griffin will bring the ball in for the Dallas Mavericks, who lead it by 5. Nash quick as a wink. Griffin spins, scores. A little bit too easy on that one. 81-74. Dallas by 7. Clippers just can't stop the Mavericks. Over Candy, over Bradley.
And Bradley's a guy who had given him all kinds of problems in years past, in his previous 3 years. That one looked like no problem at all.
81-76, Dallas by 5.
Now, that's the play you're going to have to stop right there. If the Clippers are going to win this basketball game, the pick and roll with those 2 stars for Dallas. Good steal.
They did a great job. They were all over Nowitzki. They had him 3-teamed. The Clippers get the rare turnover with a steal. Nash gets the foul. Out of bounds to go to Los Angeles. And Jeff McGinnis will turn up court.
It's kind of the way you have to play against a Don Nelson coach team. You have to dictate the tempo and dictate what's going to happen, not sit back and react to what he dictates. That's when you get in trouble. Nearly an offensive foul on Oliver Candy.
Michael makes the catch way away from the basket. Careful, Michael.
And he's going between his legs. That's why you said careful.
Maggette picks it up, throws it away. Piatkowski is back. Oh, what a pass. And a foul is called. Nahara gets the goal, Olowokandi gets the foul, and the Clippers have come undone since the Don Nelson timeout.
If I saw that correctly, Nash threw that with his left hand off the dribble without ever bringing his right hand to the ball. Watch this. Look at that. That is unreal. On the spot on the fly.
Well, Nahara will go to the free throw line where he's made 3 out of 4. no good. 7-point lead stands. Knocked away by Griffin, out of bounds to Los Angeles. Clippers got a 12-point halftime deficit to 3. Nelly called timeout, and now the Mavericks lead by 7.
Little 8-4 run there to respond. Look at the field goal shooting. Clippers haven't missed a field goal in the quarter, and they're going, what's going on? Of course, they have trimmed into that 12-point lead. It was 12 at the half. Now it's 7. They did have it down to 3, as Ralph said.
It started at 7:04 on the inbound.
Was that 7 for 7, was it?
That's what it says.
7 for 7 is good.
23 on the shot clock, please.
Let's set the shot clock to 23. And the Clippers will bring the ball up court. That means only 7 seconds to get it across the timeline, which they do with ease. Getty back to McGinnis against the zone.
Damn it!
The basket is scoring with a left hand. So Eric Piatkowski has come to life here in the third quarter with 9 points. 83-78 Dallas.
They got hit in the mouth to boot. Great finish in the face of Bradley. Gotta go out with him, Elton. Gotta go out. He's gonna quick shoot you. See?
3-pointer. And they get another offensive rebound. So they've been killing the Clippers this evening. Nowitzki. Bingo. Gee whiz. He has 23 points. He has 3 threes. And he's kind of flexing like his right ribcage is sore.
He got hit in the stomach on that release and immediately started to feel down there. I wonder if he pulled something. He's complaining to the ref like, I got hit down there.
86-78. Mavericks lead. There's no business. Let's see if we can see what happened here.
Well, he's going to shoot it in a hurry, too. So it is McGinnis who flies out there. Just barely touched him in the stomach. But fully extended like that, I guess it could hit you the wrong way.
Pike faked the 3. McGinnis will take the 3. Candy pulls down the rebound, and Pike goes for 3. Bingo! Loose ball foul, and the battle for the rebound is going to be called against Olowokandi the way he's gesturing down there.
Well, he and Bradley
Double foul's going to be called on the 2 of them.
He and Bradley got tangled up fighting for that potential rebound. Pike's knocking down the 3. This is the play before when Olowokandi got the rebound, kicked it out to Pike. Look at him 5 feet beyond. If you can see Olowokandi and Bradley, we don't really get a chance to see what happened, but they got tangled up and went at it. Nelson's taking Bradley out.
Bringing the ball up is Nash. Foul is called on McGinnis.
That's why Nash is so good. He'll do anything to get a switch with a big man and a little man, and Howard immediately goes to the post. McGinnis has to foul him as he's trying to fight for position. This is some kind of shootout, Ralph. 86-81.
Nash will go to work. Said Lawler's Law might kick in the third quarter. Nahara misses, taken off the rim by Olowokandi. Don't give him the basket. I don't think it was going to go, to tell you the truth, but Michael clearly got the ball off the rim.
And I think that's the way the rule reads. It's not in the judgment of the official whether or not it's coming off. If any part of the ball is in that cylinder, which you can tell it is, it's a goaltend.
Michael wanted to take that one off, but he just could not pull the hand back. 7-point lead for the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, I guess Pike's hot. He caught that ball 30 feet away and cocked it like he was ready to deliver.
They're all over Elton Brand. And the foul's going to be called. Well, this is one of those games that shooters can't wait to get the ball in their heads. Adrian Griffin picks up the foul. That's his 3rd.
Well, you had 2 of the best teams in the league right here in this building last night. There were only 85 points scored in the entire game.
We're almost there. Fires and misses. Olowokandi rebounds to Pike again for 3. Bingo! In case you missed it last time, there's another look at it. 88-84 the Mavericks.
It was exactly a repeat of the play. Olowokandi an offensive carom. Pike's just licking his chops out there.
Brand knocks it away. They get that switch again. And Nowitzki can't cash it in.
Now Pike's going to run and spot up. I guarantee you that. He got a handoff.
Nice look to Brand for the jam. It's a 2-point game. Don't you just love it? Steve Nash has it. Clippers can tie. Not now. This is trouble.
Uh-oh, don't tip it in.
He darn near did. Michael clears a path. The Clippers have the ball again. Another chance for a tie.
I feel better this time. The ball's in McGinnis' hands instead of Corey's hands going full speed.
Jeff directs some traffic. Penalty shot clock to Olowokandi. Has no chance. Foul's going to be called. Brand will go to the line.
Boy, Brand doing some great work down there under the goal. He wasn't even a part of that play, and he never gives up. He's just going to keep working. I don't know about the Olowokandi shot. Maybe the momentum and the moment got a hold of him. That's not the shot they want. It's not Michael's game. Look at Elton. He's just going to... He just totally outplayed Nowitzki on that play.
Free throw by Brand is good. A one-point game. Olowokandi playing with 4 fouls and playing very aggressively. Surprised he's out there. Richardson will come in. Maggette will come out. It's an odd game. 28th the other night. Scoreless tonight.
Go figure.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Brand misses.
You know what? That's why the great ones do it each and every night.
88-87. Dallas leads by 1. Nash with the basketball. Clippers need a stop.
Uh-oh, they got another switch. Brand, look at Nowitzki's down low on McGinnis.
They get the mismatch just about every possession. Oh. Clippers have numbers. And the lead. The Clippers' first lead in 15-14. The crowd is going nuts at Staples Center. Timeout, Dallas. Well, another third quarter miracle for the Los Angeles Clippers here this evening. It was Maggette 3 nights ago. Tonight is Piatkowski.
And go figure, just the opposite of Corey, who was great against the Lakers, can't do anything right. Eric only had 3 points against the Lakers, and look at the emotion on his face. He's excited because he knows he's red hot, but it's the work that everybody else is doing. Olowokandi's offensive board set up 2 of those deep threes. Pike is 4 for 4 from three-point land in the quarter. He's got all 15 of his points right here.
Now the steadying influence, Tim Hardaway is out in the court now. The Dallas Mavericks. Griffin works with it. The Clippers have a 1-point lead.
They just got to stay up on 10 because he'll fire.
Howard gets the offensive rebound. That has been the Clippers' Achilles heel here this evening. 90-89, the Mavericks lead. Quentin Richardson, he was hot in the second quarter. Piatkowski turns it over. Hardaway. Griffin. Well, for the second time this quarter, out of a timeout, the Mavericks come right back and kind of steady their ship.
Yeah, they get an offensive rebound after a bad shot, and that time a very solid fast break. Clippers' attack was not a good one. They need a better possession here.
The winger is good. That qualifies. 92-91 Dallas. We're only in the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
And like I said last night in this building, the Spurs and the Lakers, the final score I think was 94-91.
It's 1970s NBA basketball.
It's kind of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Hardaway leans and banks and scores. 94-91, Dallas on top.
He has always had that knack, Timmy Hardaway.
Foul's going to be called on Tim. That's his second foul of the basketball game. Don Nelson on the sidelines looking on, and Mark Cuban. Always this kind of a running debate with NBA officials.
Looks like he's not saying a whole lot right over there.
McGinnis will be at the line. Jeff is 4 out of 4 this evening. Uh-oh. Got to make your free throws. Every point's going to be needed against these guys. Jeff will try again. That one is good. 94-92, the Mavericks lead the Clippers. Another Staples Center sellout. Kind of becoming the norm here for Clipper games now. For Hardaway. Good rebound. He goes to get it. That's his 7th rebound of the game.
He sure did. He didn't wait for it either.
Alvin Gentry wants a timeout with 57 seconds to go in the period. Timeout will be taken by the Los Angeles Clippers. 56 seconds to go in the quarter. Clippers a chance to tie it up when time is resumed. The Mavericks lead 94-92. Coach Alvin Gentry going to try to marshal his troops and come up with a score. We're in the final minute of the third quarter. All 5 Clippers on the court right now have scored at least 15 points in the ball game tonight. And we haven't finished the third quarter yet. It's pretty phenomenal.
I can't even believe we're still in the third quarter. This gave the Clippers their first lead since way back at 16-14.
That's our AM/PM stuff of the game by Michael Olowokandi.
Clippers are shooting 62% in the game. They're shooting 65% in the game from three-point land.
Gee whiz. This is some kind of a shootout. Let's see if they can score now and tie this thing up. McGinnis has it.
Or take the lead.
Bingo! You can't do it any better than that. Clippers lead 95-94. Nelly has to be going crazy wondering how.
What happened tonight? He's just too good. There's not much of a foul there, but he does a great job selling it, and he stays with the shot. Can we hand Coach Gentry a cell phone and have him call Doc Rivers and say, what'd you do that night?
Olowokandi goes out. Sean Rooks comes in. Nowitzki makes the three-point play. 97-95 Dallas. 30 seconds to go in this thrilling third quarter. McGinnis for three! It's off the iron. Rebound. Rooks has it. They should go for one now. Settle down, guys, and they will. A year ago, this young team didn't have that maturity. 14 the shot clock and the game clock. Clippers down by a pair. 9 seconds to go.
Coach Gentry saying, wait.
You better do something soon. He spins and loses it. That wasn't what I had in mind. That was something. Hardaway gets it off and almost makes it at the buzzer. What a third quarter of basketball. Wow. The Mavericks lead the Clippers in a wild one at Staples Center at the end of 3. It's 97-95. You're watching Fox Sports Net, your home for Clippers basketball all season long. The Clippers average 95 points a game on the season. They have 95 through 3 quarters here, and they're trailing by 2. Our Dodge Fox Sports Net game recap, Mike.
You get a good look at the numbers there. The numbers are through the roof. I just don't know how you can play any better if you're the Los Angeles Clippers. You're shooting 62% in the ball game. You've made 12 of 19 threes, 12 of your last 16. You got production from 5 guys and a lot of production. And here you are, starting the fourth quarter. The fans behind you. Another sellout here. Another 19,300 on hand.
The entire club record with 6 three-pointers in the third period. They may need 6 more in the fourth. Darius Miles out there with a red-hot Piatkowski. Rooks, Richardson, and McGinnis. Rooks has it. 8 in the shot clock, hunting for a shooter.
Too one-dimensional right now. They need the ball to move from side to side.
McGinnis got it to the iron. They're going to say he did. Now, it's about the third time in the last 3 games referees have ruled a ball didn't get to the rim when it clearly did.
Well, it happened to the Clippers' favor in the first half. This one is going to go to Dallas' favor, but Nowitzki didn't grab the rebound, and it ended up in Piatkowski's hand.
Alvin Gentry just beside himself talking to the referee. Hey, it clearly hit the iron. Referees say no, and Hardaway brings it up. The Mavericks lead by a pair. Fourth quarter just underway. Juwan Howard. Nice running hook shot. He has 21. Mavericks lead 99-95. Steve Nash about to return for the Mavericks.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb, Ralph, because that's where the fruit is. If the Clippers don't ever stop the Mavericks, they're not going to win the game. Somehow you got to get a stop. When Howard gets the ball, maybe you got to stop him. Nowitzki, you're going to have trouble.
Miles against Nowitzki. Doesn't get the roll.
And look at the box up by Howard. He never even looked at the ball. He just front-faced Rooks and wouldn't let Rooks get it. Hardaway. I'd get a timeout right now. I'd think about one anyway.
Lawler's Law clicks in. First to 100 wins. Not used to having it happen so early. Timeout is called by Los Angeles. The Mavericks on top, 101-95.
You're watching Fox Sports Net 2.
The Mavericks get the first 2 goals of the fourth quarter to stretch their lead to 6.
Look at this box out here by Juwan Howard on Sean Rooks. Just, Juwan's not even going to go after the basketball. Look, he never even, it fell down on the ground. Of course, they came right down the other end, and Tim Hardaway, not afraid to take some big shots in the fourth quarter, drills an 18-footer. That's what prompted the timeout from Coach Gentry.
The play by Howard looked like an offensive lineman in the NFL. I think he would have called it holding. Quentin Richardson for 3. Why not? Off the iron. Howard goes to get the rebound. The trailer is not. Bingo. He has 18 points.
You remember I said way back when, which team is capable or used...
You live by the 3,
and you die by the 3. Yeah, those are 2 very quick deep threes by the Clippers. I was talking about which team could play at this pace and shoot at this level for the entire ball game. I think we're discovering right now. Clippers need to find a way to stop them.
Howard against Rooks. Foul's going to be called on Sean as Nahara was hit in the face and brought down. And he's hurt. Rooks gets the foul. Michael Olowokandi will come back for the Clippers to try to restore some order along with Elton Brand.
Darius Miles, excuse me, Ralph, was caught ball watching. He did not look at his man, and Nahara just cut right behind his back. He got to the goal, and it gave Howard an outlet to pass to. Clippers had him pinned under the goal.
Take a Corona timeout. Nahara hit in the right eye. Don Nelson out there, and the trainer for the Mavericks, Roger Hines, checking their young player. The Mavericks have scored the first 7 points of the fourth quarter.
Nahara's just one of those guys who looks tough. Looks like he could take any blow.
Clippers about to go on a long road trip, longest of the season. They really want to win this getaway game. They open a 7-game trip at Memphis on Monday, and then the Tour of America continues through February 7th and All-Star Weekend.
And there's some tough games on that trip. The Dallas Mavericks, their next game will be against the Clippers Tuesday night in Dallas.
Nahara makes the free throw. So he has 14 off the bench.
And I'd say he's for real. I talked about the great deal that the Mavericks did to get Nowitzki and Nash. They traded Dan Lange to the Rockets to get Nahara. And you're saying who? Because Dan Lange hasn't played in a couple of years for the Rockets.
9-0 in the fourth quarter for the Dallas Mavericks. They drop into a zone. The Clippers have got to find a way to score and to come up with some stops. Miles. He thought he was fouled.
I did too.
Nash drops it behind him to Hardaway for 3. Bingo! Boy, oh boy. 109-95. The Mavericks have scored 12 points in 2.5 fourth quarter minutes. Clippers come back yet again. Don't know. Foul's going to be called on Elton Brand. Clippers look a little dispirited now. A little bit shell-shocked by this dizzying pace that the Mavericks play with. Alvin Gentry in the sidelines. To stop these guys a couple of times and stem the tide, make a couple of baskets, and we're back in it.
Clippers made 14 of 18 shots in the third period. They start 0 for 6 here in the fourth.
That's why they keep averages, folks. Nash runs the goal. Nahara double clutches. Back to Howard.
He's not. Oh, he got a friendly roll.
Say he did. He has 23. 111-95. The Mavericks are breaking it open in the fourth. Richardson thought about the three. Loose ball foul on Olowokandi. That's 5 on Michael. And a technical foul has been called. The Clippers' frustration now showing. Reminds me of a couple of games this year. One, the game at Portland. Clippers so competitive through 3 quarters. The game here against the Lakers earlier that became a 4th quarter blowout with the Lakers.
But those games seem so far in the past that you almost think they were beyond that with some of the recent victories they've had and some of the recent good play. Ball games against Denver here and the Lakers on Wednesday night. The victory over Cleveland was a big one, even though Cleveland hung around and forced them to the very end.
Olowokandi still talking to referee Jason Phillips.
See, the shot was missed again by Q off the glass. Brand had great position. Olowokandi contacting the much smaller Nahara.
I think he's thinking, I just went up. Nahara kind of, maybe momentum flew him back into me. Hardaway for 3. Bingo. Timmy Hardaway has 15 off the bench, and it's a 114-95 rout all of a sudden.
What's that, 17-0 to start the 4th quarter?
Another timeout by Alvin Gentry. The fans here who were so boisterous at the end of the 3rd quarter are seated quietly now in a bit of a state of shock. 17-0 in favor of the Mavericks in the 4th quarter. Wow. After the Clippers staged a courageous 3rd quarter comeback.
Yeah, that 3rd quarter was the most they've scored in any quarter all year, tying what they did the other night to the Nuggets in the 1st quarter. 17-0.
Still 8:21 to go in the ball game. Mavericks go to his own. Miles goes to the jump shot and hits it. Fans cheer a Clippers score. 114-97 the Mavericks. That breaks that string of 19 in a row. Nash with the ball. Hardaway's been hot. Finally misses. Out of bounds to LA. Corey Maggette returning for the Clippers. Darius Miles comes out. He's the only Clipper who scored this quarter. Now he's going to stay. And Olowokandi will come out. And Jeff McGinnis will look up for him. Come up with 3 or 4 stops in a row and keep scoring yourself. All of a sudden, you're back in the game. Foul on Nahara.
Well, of course, in the 3rd quarter, too, they had a 8-0 run in about 55 seconds. One of those.
Maggette, 0, 28, 0.
Well, I like his chances Monday night against Memphis then.
Maggette gets the ball on the ground. Q for 3. Brand the rebound. He is just something else. Is he ever fun to watch? Howard will pick up the foul on the hustling Elton Brand. Out of bounds and a go to the Clippers.
Well, he's just got that blue-collar mentality with a kind of a white-collar A game. You put it all together, I think it equals an all-star here in his 3rd season.
I sure hope so. Coaches will vote tomorrow. Richardson in the basket. Hugh has 22 off the bench. 114-99. Dallas has the lead in the ball. Nash over Richardson. Now they're missing some now. Miles on the fly.
They called a carrying violation after he had stopped.
Darius looks at Jeff McGinnis saying, hey man, I do that all the time. They don't call it. Well,
I guess so.
That's a carry.
I guess so. Our angle wasn't great. The TV showed it. Good work, guys.
Miles almost had the steal. Hardaway almost pulled the trigger again. Nowitzki for 3. Richardson goes up to get the rebound. Good job by Q. Technical foul's been called against Nowitzki. Referee Tom Washington must understand German.
Guess he thought he was fouled on that 3-point attempt. I didn't think it was a real good shot, but when you shoot it as well as he does.
He thinks all of his shots are good shots.
Yeah.
Maggotti's foul shot rims in and out.
Wow.
Corey remains scoreless. Darius Miles will bring it in. 114-99 Dallas. 6:41 to go in the game. The 2-point game at the end of 3 quarters. Grant ready to go to the goal before he made the catch. Q for 3. Bingo! He is truly on fire. 25, and he had 7 3-pointers. 114-102 the Mavericks. There's still time. Nahara, he scores.
And Quentin Richardson blocked the shot anyway.
Career high for Nahara, 17. McGinnis goes the other way. 116-102. The Dallas Mavericks with the lead. Gibbs all the way to the goal.
And this time the jumpy was all alone for the putback.
And the ball took 1 extra bounce in the rim. And Elton was not anticipating that, but the Clippers do get it back with a new 24. Getting into Richardson. He has 27, ladies and gentlemen. That's a career high for him. 116-104 the Mavericks.
Got to come up with a couple of stops. Sounds like a broken record, but you do. Nash and Hardaway in there together.
Nash runs into a lot of traffic, and a foul is going to be called against the Clippers. Elton brands the foul.
You know, Nahara is one of those guys that probably couldn't play for 26 of the 26 teams in the league. But for a team like Dallas with a point guard like Nash, he can play for them and effectively. He just times his cut as soon as Nash gets in trouble.
Well, he'll be at the free throw line. He's been pretty good tonight, 5 out of 7. Free throw is good. Experience exciting Clippers basketball from a private Staples Center event suite. Event suites are still available for upcoming sold-out games against the San Antonio Spurs on February 14th, and more of the same with these Dallas Mavericks on February 16th. The reservations call 212-742-7555. Nahara cashes in at the foul line. Bang! And that's a 2-pointer. A 2-pointer for Q. He has 29, and the Clippers are within 12 again. Hardaway will run the show now. Almost broken up by Quentin Richardson. One-on-one with Nash. Pretty good job by Q. Kept the little man in front of him. Clippers can cut it to 10 right now. 4:53 to go in the game. For 3. Now a rebound. Stands what he shoved off to get it. Hardaway for 3. A dagger. 18 for Hardaway. His 4th 3 of the game. 121-106. The Clippers turn it over. I think they felt that dagger.
But they just keep playing at that pace. Speaking of Dallas, they just keep pushing it at you and pushing it at you, and finally they find the gaps and seams, and Hardaway drills a 3.
Well, owner Cuban very happy. By his coach Don Nelson. I've always enjoyed Nelly coach teams back in the Milwaukee days and Golden State. Had little problems in New York with the Knicks, but has resurrected his brilliant career with the Dallas Mavericks. The free throw is good by Nash. One of the most innovative coaches ever.
Well, you mentioned earlier, third to get 1,000 wins in the coaching ranks and voted one of the top 10 of all time. Only Lenny Wilkins has more games combined as a player and coach than he does.
Maggotty will fire for 3. Richardson battling for it. Good hustle by Q, but it's to no avail. Eric Piatkowski will come in for Los Angeles. He hoped. They're going to say, wait a minute, Pike, for the next stoppage.
Well, come in for Corey, and let's save Corey for Memphis Monday night.
That is some graph. No points, 28 points, no points. It's a 3-game run.
It's unreal.
Nowitzki will hit and get fouled. Nowitzki gets the goal and the foul on Darius Miles.
Well, these guys are for real. 31 and 12 coming in.
Well, the scary thing is, one of their best scorers, a 20-point-a-game scorer, Michael Finley, is missing his 13th straight game. They're about to go 12-1 without him.
He's not the only all-star on the roster because Manning made the team twice and Juwan Howard made it once, but he's really the only current all-star in the last couple of games. But you get the feeling that Nash and Nowitzki are going to be there.
Nowitzki just missed something. A free throw.
It's a shot.
125 to 106. Gronkowski throws it away. Clippers get it back. They'll go on 2. Earl Boykins for 3. Bingo! 125-109 the Mavericks. There's some kind of three-point shooting show we're seeing here tonight. And normally when the Clippers shoot well from beyond the arc, they win. Well, goodness no, they scored enough points to win tonight, but they can't stop these guys. Nowitzki again. Look at Namara work.
Exactly.
Out of bounds, it'll go to L.A. despite his effort. Danny Manning, one of the all-time great Clippers, the last Clipper all-star. Elton Brand hopes to be the next. Danny starts sometimes, stays on the bench all night sometimes. This is one of those times. Kwiatkowski goes up there with it. Nowitzki rebounds it. Brand takes the seat. 3 minutes to go in the game. This game's had plenty of thrills, I tell you that. They got to hand it to the Dallas Mavericks, about to win their 32nd game of the year. But Don Nelson can still wind up being the All-Star and Western Conference coach. Blocked out of bounds. 5 and a shot clock. Timeout is called. Mavericks lead by 16. Okay, Susie, thanks a lot. We'll check you out after the game. The Mavericks have a 16-point lead right now. 2:45 to go. Our Mitsubishi Motors drive of the game.
How about the way Steve Nash plays? Just taking it to his right, picked it up right off the dribble. 20 points in the ball game, 11 assists, a bunch of rebounds. He really makes this whole Maverick team work to perfection. They got great chemistry, and it all starts with him, the point guard.
And that hoop got him going to begin the fourth quarter when they went on a 17-0 run. The Mavericks now, assuming they hold on here and win this game, will go to 32-12 in the year. If the Lakers win tomorrow in Philadelphia, Phil Jackson will be the head coach of the Western Conference All-Star team. If the Lakers lose in Philly tomorrow, it would be Don Nelson. Boils down to that. Boykins misses from long range. Both have Nelson and Jackson have prior experience as All-Star coaches. Hardaway just holding the ball. That little guy just holding that ball in one hand so easily. Big, strong hands for Tim Hardaway. Works on Kwiatkowski.
You talk about a guy that's just so strong, man.
Howard. Juwan Howard's been terrific. He has 25. Boy, the guys are padding some stats out here in this one, all right. 2 for 3. That one almost banked him. We're in the final 2 minutes of play now. The Clippers played with them for 3 quarters. But the Mavericks took charge here in the fourth. Clippers playing Maverick ball, and the Mavericks were just better at it than the Clippers were.
That's exactly right.
Hardaway all the way to the basket. Kwiatkowski rebounds it. Miles couldn't quite finish it off. He's brought down. He'll shoot free throws. The road trip begins Monday night in Memphis against the Grizzlies, and then Tuesday in Dallas against these same Mavericks. Clippers got to play these guys 3 more times yet this year.
Yeah, before tonight's ball game, the only team the Clippers hadn't faced so far. So, of course, they faced them in the preseason, beat them in the preseason. In a game the Mavericks kind of played their starters and tried to win.
Now, that was in Dallas, too. Elton Brand retires, 18 points, 7 rebounds for Elton. 5 Clippers in double figures. Richardson, career high 29 for Los Angeles.
Look at those numbers, 8 of 11 for Elton.
Q gets some more.
He's just adding to his career high game.
The other end, it's a foul on Harold Jamison, who just ended. Harold just activated in the absence of Lamar Odom. There's Michael Finley. And he may well be playing come Tuesday when the Clippers play the Mavericks.
Been bothered by a hamstring pull. First time he's ever missed a game in his career. He had 490 in a row.
Lamar Odom itching to play, but another 3 weeks at least before we see Lamar out the court again. Howard makes the free throw. See the cast in his right wrist. Just totally immobilize that wrist, and hopefully that ligament will heal.
And I still think that's a good thing, Ralph. He needs to be 100% to be helping this club. And in his mind, too, he needs to know that he's 100%. He can't be going out there wondering if it's going to continue to get hurt.
Well, it was painful to watch him play his last few games because every time he would reach for a ball or a rebound or, heaven forbid, get hit on that wrist, it would just pain him, and you could just see him out there rubbing the wrist, flexing it, always thinking about it. And you're thinking about an injury, it's not a good thing.
Well, and not only does it not get better, but it tends to get worse when you get it banged like that all the time.
Earl Boykin will bring it up for the Clippers. Bayakowski won't get it. Harold Jameson battles for it. Can't. Clippers fly out of here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, headed to Memphis. And won't be home for a long time. Come home late the night of February the 7th. The morning of February 8th, if you will. And that's the beginning of the All-Star break. Players will scatter hither and yon. Quentin Richardson, of course, will go to Philadelphia for All-Star Weekend, compete in the rookie game as well as the three-point shootout. Foul was called against Quentin. Well, a rather quiet finish here to what was a very raucous evening for 3 quarters, especially in the third. Q with career-high numbers, but in a losing effort, so it's not nearly as satisfying.
It's kind of hard to see it go by the wayside as well as they played, and these great runs to catch them in the third quarter with that magnificent 37-point effort.
The Clippers trailed by a dozen at the half.
But this is the best the Mavericks have played. I'll go out on a limb and say that's the most they've scored in any game this year. Clippers ran into a team that's just on a roll. And I don't think they played badly. The fourth quarter drought hurt them.
Nelly always looks like he is in pain in the sidelines. Free throws are good. 131 to 111. Cuban having a ball.
Probably going to have one of his namesakes after the ball game.
I'll tell you, Cuban enjoys being an owner as much as any owner in all of pro sports. I'll say that for him.
I asked him if he would ever get out, and he said if it ever became personal and somebody tried to hurt my team, he said I could move on.
John Bradley throws it down. The Mark Cuban fan club. I still got to find where that guy got that wig. Miles is fouled. Hey, we're at our next telecast. Darius will go to the free throw lines. Dirk Nowitzki, our Carl's Jr. star of the game. He was just magnificent.
And I don't think it's anything different than he does almost each and every night. During this last little run, it's going to extend to 7 games in a row for them. He's averaged 33 points a game, so tonight he gets 28. That's like par for the course for him. Darius makes the free throw. 133 to 112. He's flat out just a great player. He's unique. 7-footer who can really do it all with skills.
The Mavericks come up with a basketball. They don't need to even shoot it now. And I suspect they will not. 12 seconds to go in the ball game. I guess there's a reason why they're the best road team in the league. Yes, indeed. Young Charlie Bell out there from Michigan State will dribble away the clock. He says, gosh, I'd like to do something. He doesn't get to. So the quarter and the game come to an end, and the Mavericks win 133 to 112. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Well, it was fun. It was a great run. I think you have to take what they did well and build on that. Take that to the road trip, because they're going to need a lot of breaks when they go on this long trip to find a couple of wins during the 7 games. Well, the final score hardly gives really an indication of what a fun game it was. For Mike Smith, I'm Ralph Lawler saying so long from Staples Center, where the final score is the Mavericks beat the Clippers 133 to 112. Now let's go live to Barry LeBrock and Susie Schuster in our Fox Sports studios.